Well, there's no doubt that midlife can also, aside from being perhaps the greatest time of your life, also present a lot of challenges. And we're going to talk about that today because it's really important to think about self-care, especially during midlife and beyond. So, welcome to Midlife Unleashed with Julie Waas. I'm Julie Waas, and I'm so happy to be talking to you today about this subject. It makes me think about every time you get on an airplane and they give the pre-flight instructions, and they always say, put your mask on before helping others. And that could not be more true when you reach midlife and beyond. And here's why. Midlife and beyond can sometimes present health challenges and other challenges, psychological. Maybe you have a spouse or a partner that's ill. Maybe you're going through a divorce. There's so many different challenges that you can face going forward, and your own personal challenges. Maybe you're facing some health crisis or mental health crisis. There's a lot of mental health issues going on right now out there in the world. So I totally understand it and certainly don't want to diminish it because it is a serious issue because there are so many things going on in the world. But what I want to talk about today is how important it is to really take care of yourself before taking care of others. Having gone through situations in my own personal life, especially in the past 5, 6 years, um, I understand how important it is to make sure that you are doing okay, especially when others are relying on you to take care of them or to help them, or you are facing some other type of issue. Maybe you've lost your job. That's not my case, but that certainly can happen, and that's a very traumatic time as well. And in those times, it can be so easy to decide that you're going to put yourself last instead of putting yourself first. And I think part of that is because, we may have spent the first several decades of our lives putting ourselves last by taking care of our children, maybe taking care of our aging parents, taking care of whatever needed to be done at work and not thinking about ourselves. But why it's so critical when you reach midlife and beyond is because these are really important years for you to maximize, for you to get the best out of. And you can't get the best out of midlife and beyond and the golden years, so to speak, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't put your health first, if you make sure that you get whatever, medical checkups you need and all of that, that you exercise, that you make time and prioritize your well-being, you make prioritize your mental health as well. And these are not selfish acts by any means. These are self-love, selfless acts because you can't help other people if you can't help yourself. And if you want to be there in these years to not only focus on the great fun things that you want to do, but you may be called upon to help people. You can't help anyone. You can't help your loved ones. You can't help your spouse or your partner or even your children if you are not in a position and in a frame mindset and body condition to help them. They may be relying on you to be the strong one. And yes, that's a lot. And yes, that's probably something that you have done most of your life. But in order to make sure that you are effective in those roles, you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to set aside time to do something fun for yourself, to do something that gives you life, that brings you joy, that gives you a break from the stress that you may be experiencing, because it can be a lot sometimes. And without those outlets, without creative outlets, without a group of friends that you can turn to, without exercise, without whatever hobby you may be doing, without the things that actually bring you joy to your life, you're not going to have your well full to help other people. So what I want to do is encourage you to really think about that, to make sure that you set aside me time in these years when challenges come up so that you're ready to meet the challenges. You're ready to meet the challenges with a full heart, with a full mind, with a full body, and that during those challenging times, you don't get yourself consumed by them and that you make sure that you still set aside even block time. I do this in my calendar anyway. I write down, I block out when I'm going to be exercising or when I'm going to be doing other things. Block those times out of your day and maybe spend some time in the morning. You can pick up my Unstoppable Mornings journal and think about what you're grateful for and who you're grateful for, and write down some affirmations, some self-love affirmations, and write down the things that are meaningful to you and bring you joy. And that will set you in a good spot so that as these challenges come up in midlife and beyond, you'll be ready to meet them and that you'll be ready to do it by taking care of yourself before you take care of others. Put on that oxygen mask and make sure it's secure before you go and help someone else put their oxygen mask on. So I hope that you found this hopefully enlightening and that you'll remember to take care of yourself going forward. So I really appreciate you tuning in to Midlife Unleashed with Julie Waas. It's now February 15th, 2026. I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but I will be speaking at the Women Thrive Summit that's coming up in March. It's a really fabulous summit with all these amazing speakers. So if you get a chance, I will put the link in the comments for you to get a free ticket. And I will be speaking about the midlife reboot on March 18th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So I hope to see you there. And in any event, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And please like the video and share the video if there is someone you know who could benefit from watching it. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon.